Hello. Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Acheng Undiambo. For you guys who are meeting me for the first time, Karibuni, and for my subscribers, I love you, and thank you for subscribing. Continue liking, sharing, commenting. Let's be there for one another. Let's help each other heal. Because at the end of the day, you may not be directly your brother's keeper, but there's always something you can do. And if you master the art of showing love to others, you'll realize that it's benefiting even you more than how it benefits the other people. Okay, so there's a deeper inner peace you get when you decide to just love people, okay, for who they are. Yeah, it doesn't bother you. Because at the end of the day, when you're uncomfortable with something, it's you who's the problem, not the thing. Yeah, fix yourself, fix you, how you look at that thing or how it makes you react, fix your reaction, and things just change. Okay? So when you fix yourself, love yourself, be kind to yourself. When you be kind to yourself, you realize that you don't have to get involved with so many things that destroy your inner peace. Okay, so anyway, welcome guys, and so this channel is more or less focused on my journey, my healing journey, and what I felt like I had to share with the world on my journey with anxiety, depression, and anger. Yeah, so today I was like, God guide me, because I wasn't sure what I really wanted to talk about. It's just one of those times, or rather those places in a journey that you feel minor setbacks, you feel like you're out of balance, if I may say. Yeah, I felt like something was holding me back. So I did a recording yesterday, and then again I think I felt like I had to delete it because it wasn't clear enough. There was heavy rain jana, so yeah. So today Spirit guided me on talking about anger. Okay, so as I had mentioned earlier, I had anger issues. Okay, they used to be really serious, especially around my loved ones. Okay, my direct family members, because there's a way I was feeling misunderstood. I mentioned earlier I was feeling neglected. It's like maybe I was needy for attention, you get, which is not a crime. Okay, and and I felt like I was not getting that. So anger built in, anger continued building up, and it made me really be very hostile around my loved ones. It led to rebellion. It led to constantly just feeling really uncomfortable around people at home. So in this journey, you've been shown blah blah blah. Now you're seeking spirituality. Now I'm out there on a spiritual journey, and my awakening was rude. It was a rude awakening, by the way, but the grace of God was with me. The heavens were there, and I remember getting, like, before, God is just amazing. God will warn you. God will warn you and He will be with you. You get? So, excuse me, after seeing everything that was underlying, or rather foundation for my anger, I was like, okay, this is even getting me more angry, But the only key to unlocking all of this, because remember, you're in a journey, you're embarked on a journey, you want to fix things, okay? I had mentioned earlier, I was at a point where I told God, you have to calm down, because I want to know, why am I having setbacks? Why am I having issues in the most important things I dedicated in your hands? You get? So when I was taken to root of the cause, it wasn't easy, okay? But what I got at that point was the only way out was forgiveness. Because now you're left with two choices. You can run. You can run from a reality, just to cut off from it. But it will come back. It will come back. And then there was a second one, where you have to choose forgiveness for your peace. Okay? And forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean whatever someone has wronged you with is okay. You get? Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to take these people back the way it was prior, you feeling that you've been annoyed. Okay? So it was a process and it wasn't easy. Forgiveness wasn't easy for me. Okay? It wasn't easy. I used to struggle so much. And when I realized it had a big hand in my mental health and in my anxiety, that of course led to my depression, it was crazy. It was crazy. Some things, but I had to choose between forgiving for the sake of my peace. And that was the only option heaven had to give. Forgiveness. And this forgiveness, Makio, it's a kind of forgiveness that you give someone who hasn't even apologized. Okay? Someone who's not sorry. And let me tell you something, the kind of power that is in forgiving. If only you knew. For me, I think that was the light. I think that was my greatest soul lesson. Forgiveness. On earth, forgiveness. Because they will get to a point you will realize that unforgiveness and the emotions it puts on you. You guys just say, I have something against you. Nimekushikia in Swahili. So, where do you hold this grudge? It's held in your heart. And my friend, this thing can manifest into the physical as pressure, heart diseases, and other underlying issues. Kina diabetes. It's not a joke. I remember at some point I used to feel some piercing pain in my heart, around my chest area on the upper part. I used to feel piercing pain randomly and I didn't know what was going on. Okay? But at that time, Mimi, angry at people, I'm resentful. Anything you say, me, automatically my mouth just opens rubbish. I'll just give you a random, I'm just rude. Okay? I'm just rude. And it was especially towards, I think, most of my forgiveness and letting go of some things was mostly on my mom. Okay? We weren't tight. I had mentioned earlier, we were not tight, and my mom had been through so much at that point after losing my dad, and I'm there wanting attention, and I'm not getting this attention, and already my fears have checked in, and they're showing me I'm not this woman's priority right now. Okay, there were other siblings behind me, and of course there were two others in front of me, so I'm the middle born. Okay, there's some middle born issues. But yeah, the two black sheep. Yeah, so it was a hard time, you guys. It was a hard time, but I had to. The moment I was told that forgiveness was the only way out, and there's no other way out. Now you're resentful, and resentment, as I mentioned in a previous video, resentment is like taking poison and expecting someone else to die. As justified as you may be to be angry, let me tell you something. Even the universe cannot take the cause of revenge, or karma cannot take its course when you're still hanging on to bitterness and anger. It can't. So as much as you will cry to God, Nani, God is putting your tears in like a bank. It's okay. He's putting them, but there's nothing much he can do unless you forgive. That's when the karma takes its course, So even on friends, I had close friends who betrayed me. I had been in relationships, of course, where I felt, I faced betrayal here and there. And anger crept in, you get? But you had to master the art of forgiveness, okay? You might be in like your second, third relationship after separating from the first and the second, and the third, depending on whatever relationship you are in, and there's someone that really hurt you in between here, and you probably didn't forgive them for whatever reason you separated. If there's something I'd tell people for free, you who is in that relationship right now, or you are currently in other relationships previously, have you ever bothered to go back? Let me tell you something. As a woman, I learned this in my spiritual journey. It is very important to go back spiritually, internally, or rather in your mind, and tell yourself, sorry for how your previous relationships didn't work out. Because this forgiveness journey anyway starts with you. I forgot to mention that. You don't move to forgiving someone before forgiving yourself. How do you forgive yourself? For instance, for me, mine was more or less on, I've created a relationship with my mom that it's toxic. You get? Because my mom is human, she feels like I'm frustrating her at that point. And I was frustrated. I was out there, hard-headed, feeling like you want to make her life hard for me, I'll also make her life hard for you, So tuna, it's back and forth, and me, I don't want to hear. And my mom is not too far from me. Ata kanyagwa na nyamaze. You get? So we are there. It's one thing, it's another thing. It was back and forth. But I'm hurting at that point, and I knew probably she was hurting as well. Okay, this is your child speaking back to you like this and like this, and me, this is my mom speaking back at me like this and like this. So it was a trying time, and I felt like it was a trying time. So at that point, I'm coming to the realization of I have to forgive. So how did I start forgiving myself? Parents are not human. Are human. Sorry. What? Parents are human. Only human. Okay? Only human. These people are not angels. These people are human beings. Okay? And they've been through their trauma. Whether it's from your dad, whether it's from their sisters, whether it's from their in-laws, they have been through something in their life. Okay? So here they are. I'm being shown this is my mom's journey, and I'm trying to be the empath I am. I'm trying to empathize with her now. Okay? Not that I'm justifying how things went was okay. No, but I'm trying to put myself in her shoes, like, just showing empathy. Like, okay, it wasn't rightfully done to me. I didn't deserve it, but this and this happened. Okay? This and this happened, and she responded like this and this and this, which is only human, or which, for whatever reason, she acted the way she acted, she was the way she was. So now I come in after that realization. Now let me put it as you. Now you realize that your partner, your parent, or your loved one was behaving a certain type of way because of a certain kind of trauma. Okay? So how do you start this process of forgiving yourself? Now that you've understood that, of course, wrong has happened, okay? Very important first step is acknowledging that wrong has been done to you. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't run away from it. This good person, this bad person, this whoever person has wronged you. Okay? That's why you're feeling some type of anger. So be compassionate to yourself. It's okay, baby girl. Okay? Wrong has been done. Don't feel bad to be angry. It's okay, because you're in that you didn't deserve that. Okay? So like baby you didn't deserve that. Okay? Whatever point you felt neglected, whatever happened, just comfort yourself. Like, okay, I'm here now, older me, mature me, woke me, and I'm telling you, I'm reassuring you, you'll be fine. That's the kind of pet talk you're giving yourself, Then you start forgiving yourself. You're sorry you felt that way. You're sorry you responded to that person's whatever made you angry. You responded to that in anger. You forgive yourself. You're like, you know what? And you take back your power, because something you should learn at this point is anger. Anger is a result of someone else taking your power. Now you're powerless and you're angry. Okay? When you have power, you don't get angry. Why? Because you don't allow someone or another person to trigger your anger. Okay? Not that getting angry is bad, but I will not allow you to make me angry. Anger is a frequency. It's a low vibration frequency, by the way, very low, and it can be destructive. Okay? So for me, I had to start forgiving my childhood self. Like, baby Sarah, it's okay. Okay? Maybe mom was ready. There are many reasons. You just give you can't recall the exact moment how it happened when you were a child, but now you want to assume, of course, now that you're clinging emotionally, you're seeking this attachment, it's because you felt neglected as a child emotionally. Okay. And the child you didn't really explore childhood vizuri. Okay. So now you come back and become like a caregiver to yourself. And you now this child, now you are reassuring this child that is in you. Like, you know what? I love you. You know, just imagine how a child would feel when they're scared, alone. They want mom, but mom is not there. They want dad, but dad is not there. Then they come to realize that dad is dead at some point. You know, just be loving to yourself and be open, because what you think in your mind, that wouldn't be that thing that's disturbing you. It wouldn't be like, it would be like, I don't think I was neglected as a child, you know, because my parents were the best. Nini. No. As long as you're acting a certain type of way, there's a gap. Okay? There's a gap. These attachment issues, there's a gap. And then again, I mentioned in the previous video, not all of us millennials growing up experienced unconditional love from our parents. And what I mean by unconditional love is not, I took you to school, I'm housing you. No, you're a parent, please. That's your responsibility. You gave birth. Okay? I'm talking about a mistake has been done. This and this is not being done correctly. How are you coming in as the parent, as the caregiver, to correct this issue? Okay? I've failed. I've done a mistake. How do you bring in compassion and encouragement to a child who has failed? Okay? It was very important. But now for us millennials, some of us didn't get that. So you start forgiving those kind of treatments. I'm sorry, you aren't allowed to express yourself. You aren't allowed to express your emotions. I'm sorry. Okay? It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to tell a guy in a relationship that you really love and are afraid of losing that I'm angry. It's okay. If you tell them you're angry, they won't leave. That vibe of, ukilinda kuacha hapa when you're a child. If I hear you crying again, I'll leave you here. Or if you don't do this and this and this. And we used to get that a lot as children. Okay? And not only us, even my son over here. Yet he doesn't understand. But there are ways he sees you put in on shoes. You know, as waiter, he'll know you're talking. He'll know someone is leaving. You get? And he'll automatically start clinging on you and doing things that he's not supposed to be doing because he wants to go. So he'll be like, he doesn't want to eat, he wants to go because he sees someone is going. And now at that point, when you're being chased away, like, go and eat, like, go and, you know, it wasn't as polite as how we do it in our kids today. So you have to come into forgiving yourself like that. Forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to even process such emotions and allowing yourself to respond to certain triggers. Okay? And understand that when you forgive, it doesn't mean you're not acknowledging the trauma that has been done. Trauma has been done. Okay? It's there. Of course, you acknowledge it's there, but you're choosing a path of forgiveness that will bring you inner peace. So I had to choose inner peace. I had to forgive. I had to forgive without being apologized to. You get? I thought that, hey, maybe you'll wait for, your mom to come. No. Maybe she's like, she has whatever she has in her mind right now going on. Okay? And probably she feels like, hey, I've done my part, which is okay. At the end of the day, you have to save yourself. So I chose to save myself. And realizing that this unforgiveness thing was affecting my mental health, I had to choose forgiveness by force. And it's a process, let me tell you something. Today you think you're forgiven on this, tomorrow something else comes and triggers, okay? You feel again, you're kind of angry, or you're responding unconsciously with arrogance to this person, and you're like, where have I? Where is this one coming from? You go deeper, do your shadow work. Like, oh my God, this is the reason. Because what was said at that point for me to, now you have to go back. What did this person say? What did this friend say? What did this partner say? What did this person say? So you have to go back and look, analyze what exactly does this person do that causes the trigger in me. When they're saying what, look around, was it during a meal? Was it a random statement that was said when this and this? When you get to know that this person, there's a trend, there will always be a trend, a pattern, okay? And that's why this cycle continues repeating itself until you master it. There'll always be a pattern. It's either it's coming from when a word is mentioned, or something is talked about, or something is done, that when that thing is done, you just pick up the waves from back in the days, a programming you can't even put a finger on. And like, why does this person constantly, when a child is done for like this, you feel triggered? When your child is done for like this, you feel triggered. Why is it triggering you? It'll be a direct cause or a direct answer that you probably were done for that when you were a child. Okay, and it can come from anyone. When you're a child, it could be a house help mistreating you. It could be aunties or uncles mistreating you. So you can pick that from any caregiver. Okay, any authority figure around a child. So that's why you should be very, very careful on the people you leave your child around when they're young. Yeah. So this forgiveness journey, it's a thing you have to master. And it starts with forgiving yourself. And then it follows by forgiving this other person, even when you have not gotten an apology. And remember that it's not for them, it's for you. Okay? It's for you. Resentment can be a thief. A thief. I'm telling you, a thief. Resentment is really bad. So the moment you realize that unforgiveness is taking a toll on your mental health, you will strive to forgive. So it's not easy. It's easier said than done. That's why if you're a prayerful person, spiritual person, pray deeply, deeply, deeply to be given the spirit of forgiveness and also forgetting. And forgetting doesn't mean that you should take back this person, or bring them back in your space. You can forgive and choose to go, but there's also grace in forgiving, and of course learning your lesson, setting boundaries, and picking it up from there, knowing where your power lies. And so in your personal relationships, it's very important to forgive. Okay, it's very important to forgive your partner, your loved ones, because at the end of the day, people will wrong you, and no partner will go without wronging. If you are not wronging you, you're gonna some very serious trauma. Maybe huoni vitu, because any normal human being does. That's why we have to pray for confession every other day, because there's always one way or the other you'll cross someone's shoulder. Okay, that's why it's very important for people to be compassionate and kind to others, because you don't know what kind of day this person is having today, and tomorrow you might also be having that. And there are things that control, like higher powers that control our mood for the day. Some of us get really moody just because we are tired. For me, I can get very out of balance when I'm tired. When I'm tired, I'm not the best person to be around. And I keep telling my daughter, I warn her that, like, every time, Mama, when you see mom is tired, stay away from her. Just let her rest. Let her put herself together. When she says something out of anger, just know that mom is tired. Okay? I try to make peace with her whenever I can. But when I'm tired, I'm grumpy. Okay? So one thing about that, the power I have in that is now I know myself. I've mastered myself. I know that when I'm tired, I'm not the best person to be around. Yeah, I'm not the best person to be around. But when I'm in full balance, I can take anything. Okay, I can take anything and I will be fine. So you, in your beautiful and special relationship, always remember to forgive. And when you forgive, forget, but don't completely not learn something from the situation. Okay, learn. Make sure you learn from someone who made you angry. That's now the final key. Like, you forgive, forget, and then you learn. Okay? Yeah. So that's it for today. I didn't want to go too deep on this video. I'm at 31 minutes. Yeah, I didn't want to do something too long because of the storage on my phone again. But anyway, love you guys for today. That's it. Remember to forgive, remember to forget, remember to set boundaries, remember to love one another. At the end of the day, it's only key. Yeah, resentment is more or less taking poison to kill the person who has wronged you. Okay? And remember that when you forgive, that's when karma takes course for someone who has truly been wronged. Okay? So that's it for today. Love you guys. Don't forget to share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your challenges have been. Have you been through childhood traumas? Have you been through anger issues? How do you handle it? Are there challenges you face? How was your journey? Okay? That's it for today. Love you guys. Mwah.